Hey guys, I'm Kayla Fournier and welcome to Zay's Crochet and Macrame. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make crochet snowflake ornaments. These ornaments are great for Christmas time to put on your Christmas tree or to even give as a gift for the holidays. And even if you don't celebrate Christmas, these snowflake ornaments are great just for decoration around the winter time. You can hang them up in your window, or you can even put them up in your office or in your kitchen, anywhere that you want. Be sure to stick around till the end of this video. I will also be showing you how to block and stiffen your ornaments so that they will be solid and they won't be all floppy. Go ahead and like this video and comment down below and let me know your thoughts on it, if it was easy, medium, or hard. And go ahead and subscribe if you would love to see more content. I will be posting weekly videos on crochet and macrame tutorials. Alright guys, let's get started. For our snowflake ornaments, we will be using a sewing needle, 2mm crochet hook, and scissors. I will be using cotton crochet thread size 10 with Aunt Lydia's brand. Now the materials to block and stiffen include piece of cardboard, press and seal wrap, a small bowl of warm water and a little bit of hand soap, paintbrush, cloth or towel, and some pins. Liquid starch, and I am using the Staflo brand, spray glitter, and red satin ribbon. So we're going to start off by making our slip knot. Put it on our hook nice and tight. And then we're going to start by chaining 5. So to make a chain, we wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through for 5 chains. Then we're going to make a circle by slip stitching into the 5th chain farthest from the hook. Put our hook through, yarn over, pull through both loops. Then we're going to chain 3. And we're going to do a double crochet. So we will wrap our yarn, we will yarn over, put our hook through the center of the loop there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. And so our chain 3 here is counting as our first double crochet, and there's our second. Now we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets into the center loop again. And we're going to go ahead and do this same pattern for a total of 6 sets of 2 double crochets. Now I've made it to the end of my first round, and I have a total of 6 sections of 2 double crochets. So now I chained 2, and I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the 3rd chain right there. And we have now completed our first row. Now I'm just going to go ahead and snip off my loose string here so it's out of my way. I like to crochet around my hanging thread so that it's easier to just cut off and you don't have to bother going back and sewing it. Now for our second row, we're going to chain 3. We're going to skip the first 2 double crochets and do a double crochet into the chain 2 space. We're going to do a second double crochet, and then we're going to chain 2 and do 2 more double crochets into that same chain 2 space. Then we're going to skip right over into the next chain 2 space and do the same thing. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets into the same space, and we're going to continue this to the end of the row. I've made it to the end of my second row, and I chained 2, and now I'm going to do 1 double crochet into the chain 2 space. And I'm not going to do a second one because the first chain 3 is going to count as my double crochet. So I will slip stitch into the top of the first chain 3. And that completes our second row. For our third row, we are going to slip stitch into the space right here. Then we're going to chain 6, and we're going to do 2 double crochets into this chain 2 space. Then we will chain 2 and do 2 more double crochets into the same chain 2 space. Then we're going to chain 3 and do a double crochet in between this next space right here. And then we're going to chain 3 again, and then do 2 double crochets into the next chain 2 space. And then chain 2 and 2 more double crochets into that same space. Then we're going to chain 3 and do another double crochet into the next space. We're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern all the way around. We've made it to the end of row 3, and now I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to slip stitch up to the third chain right there. Now for row 4, we are going to chain 5, and then we are going to do a total of 3 double crochets into our chain 2 space. Then we're going to chain 4, and we're going to do a single crochet on top of our double crochet. Then we're going to chain 4 and do 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space. And as you see, we are continuing the same pattern once again. So we're going to do that going all the way around. We are now at the end of our 4th row, and we're going to slip stitch into the first chain stitch. And then we're going to do 4 single crochets into our chain 4 space right here. Then I'm going to slip stitch into the first double crochet, then chain 4, and go ahead and slip stitch into the top of the next double crochet. Then chain 6, and do a slip stitch into the same double crochet stitch right there. And then chain 4, and do a slip stitch into the top of the next double crochet. Then we're going to do 4 single crochets in our chain 4 space. And go right into the next chain 4 space and do 4 more single crochets. Then slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet, chain 4, slip stitch into the next double crochet, chain 6, slip stitch back into the same double crochet stitch, chain 4, and slip stitch into the top of the next double crochet stitch. And we will just continue this pattern going all the way around to the end of the row. So I've made it to the end of my last row, and now I'm just going to slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. We're going to get our scissors and cut off our thread, and we're going to go ahead and cast off. Just going to tie another knot to make sure it's nice and tight. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my sewing needle and sew in the end thread. Okay, so we have now completed our first process to our snowflake ornament, Now we're going to go ahead and block and stiffen. So let's take our cardboard and our press and seal wrap. We're going to pull out a large piece and just wrap it around our piece of cardboard. And this is going to be our base for starching and pinning our ornaments. So we're going to take our ornament and we're going to get our bowl of soapy warm water and just give it a really good rinse. Wash off any lint or particles that could be on there and just get it nice and soaked. Take your snowflake and just get your cloth and put it down. And we're just going to squeeze it so that it's nice and dry, but still a little damp. Place your snowflake on your cardboard with the top side facing down. Get your paintbrush and your liquid starch. And we're just going to go ahead and pour a capful of the liquid starch. Now we're just going to nice and lightly paint our liquid starch on our snowflake. And this is what's going to make the snowflake so that it's hard and it won't just be bending and floppy. So coat it really, really good. Flip it on over and get the other side. And you should probably use about a capful worth of the liquid starch. Now we're going to take our pins and we're going to pin each corner of the snowflake so that it can make a point. So we're going to go right into the chain 6 space and pin it right on the cardboard. And then we're going to go along to the bottom one and we're going to pull it so that it stretches a little. And we're going to do each corner, stretching it out just a little bit so that our snowflake can have some nice points. Go ahead and let that dry for about 10 to 12 hours. Our snowflake is dry and it has been blocked and stiffened, and now it is all set and ready to go. And we're just going to go ahead and apply some spray glitter to it to make it nice and sparkly. So shake your can of spray glitter and really good and spray it as well as you can. My can is kind of old and not working that well, so it's kind of just dripping onto my snowflake. So we're going to go ahead and do each side. So I let my spray glitter dry for just about 2 hours, and now my snowflake is complete. And these are what a few other ones I made, what they look like in different colors. You can just see the sparkles a little bit more on these rather than the white. We will now get our red ribbon so that we can hang our snowflakes. And I like to actually cut mine down the middle like so, just to make them a little smaller than this size here. So I'm just going to put it through and tie it in a double knot, and it will be ready to hang. Our snowflake ornament is officially completed, It is looking beautiful. I hope you guys love it. Please like this video and comment down below. Let me know what you think of this tutorial. Was it easy enough for you? Were you a beginner? Are you an expert? Do you like the design? And how did yours come out? Go ahead and subscribe to see weekly crochet and macrame tutorials, and feel free to follow me on Instagram at Zay's Crochet. Okay, have a great day, guys.